This, my friends, that's right, we're friends, is the all-new Dewalt 21-degree framing nailer. It just hit the market. This is the new gen. We're going to use and abuse. Now, I'm going to tell you straight out, when I first seen this, I was like, it kind of looks like the old model to me. And simply put, when this first came out, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. And then other models came out, and I was like, yeah, this kind of sucks. So when I first brought this information to you, I realized that this came with a flywheel as well, and I was sort of like, man, this is old school. You know, everything's analog on it. But I started getting some feedback on this thing, and I'll tell you why that's not such a bad idea. So let's go over this thing we'll use and abuse, and I'll give you my thoughts on this new 21-degree nailer. Also, they have a 30 degree that just came out, so you can buy the extended magazine. It's like $89. Very simple to put this on. It does come with a regular magazine. You can hold like one clip of nails with it, so if you want to change that out, super easy to do. It's like 2 screws, and this comes with an Allen wrench attached to both of these magazines. Now, what we're going to be using today, my friend, is this 4x4 piece of pine wood edge. This will simulate if you're framing, so I don't have to actually frame. I'm extremely lazy, weak, and feeble. I just don't want to do it. So let's go ahead and take a listen to the flywheel rev up on this thing, and I'll go into some detail with why this probably isn't a bad idea. Now, once you compress that, it stays on itself for about 5 seconds, and then it'll shut itself off. You are going to hear that noise. It might drive you crazy if you're one of those people that just don't want to hear noise. Oh, look at those nails coming in. All right, so here we go. All right, so I pulled the trigger, and if I wanted to adjust this from single shot to Rambo mode, all you got to do is flip that switch. You pull the trigger again, and it's already ramped up, so when you're ready to start firing nails. And again, the reason why I sort of like the analog is because, well, it's less to break. It's easier to fix. And that's sort of the same idea with the flywheel. At first, I was like, I hate this thing, but, you know, some of these other nailers might track how many nails that you fire, and if you fire too many of them, they won't cover it under warranty tag. All right, I'm sorry, I'm talking. Let me show you this again. All right, let's do a couple single shots here. You can see that's, oh, that's a knot right there. I blew that knot out. Now, what about your toenails? Well, let's try. Yeah, those claws on there, they're aggressive and mean, my friend. Now, you do get a non-marring pad with this, but it's a framing nailer, so come on, man. Now, I do want to show you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nails left over before it stops firing. And as I figured, it's very easy to add more nails to this. Now, I am going to switch this over to Rambo mode with my analog switch. Everybody else is going digital. I get what people are saying. Okay, hold on. I think that one was on me. Yeah, I didn't set that straight when I shot through it, so that's my bad, but let's just continue to Rambo mode. I ran out of the nails, but you can see it sinks them down way better than the previous model. The previous model was horrendous to get consistent fires on that thing. I also really like the easy adjust mode, you know, your depth setting. I'll show you a couple nails, but this is super easy to adjust. You got that bigger, larger knob up on top, and all right, let's add some more nailage to the nailer here, and we're gonna adjust our setting. We won't go so deep. We'll go flush. We'll just adjust it down as it goes. That's real nice like. All right, so you can see the adjustment knob, your depth adjustment knob works, well, it works real nice. Like, you can set those flush if you want, or you can drive them all the way down through if you want. Let's just put one up on top. Yeah. Now, again, I was a little bit hesitant when I found out this had the flywheel, and it basically looked exactly like the previous model. However, there's no oil on this. It weighs a pound less than the previous model, and it works way better than the previous model. As soon as you pull the trigger, it fires that nail, and it's already revved up. The previous model, I'm telling you, I did not like it after a while. It was cool when it first came out. However, this is a million times better when it comes to firing those nails one after another. Now, I know a lot of you want to see a little comparison to the Milwaukee IA, and I will tell you that I do think the DeWalt could have done better bringing the size down on this. So here's the Milwaukee IA, and here's the DeWalt. You can see this thing here. It is still beefy, even though it weighs like 8 point something pounds. It's lighter than the previous model. you can still see that it's bulkier than the Milwaukee IA. The Milwaukee IA is a little slimmer, still has the length on it, but I just wish they would have brought that down. I just wish the size was a little bit smaller than what it is. Now, some people had mentioned they like the analog system, and I can understand that, and here's why. As mentioned, there's other nailers out there that, if you go through a certain amount of nails, they might not cover the warranty, even though there is a 3 or 4 or 5 year on them. They're saying that you use and abuse the tool too much from what I'm hearing. I've never experienced that. I'm just saying I've heard that. With the Dewalt, the flywheel is very easy to fix. If you use this thing as much as you want, if it's under the warranty, you don't have to worry about them not covering something. So I like the ease of use to this. It doesn't always have to be digital, even though I do like the digital. And again, you don't have to worry about filling this thing up with gases or air or taking it apart and doing anything like that. It just is what it is. Now, they did keep the stall release lever. There is a light that if you do have a stall or a jam, it'll flash on there, and basically all you have to do is come over here and push that, and it should release it. And if it doesn't, then you might have to take apart the front and then, unjam it yourself. But pretty simple to use, this nailer. All right, so I kind of wrong. It actually keeps the flywheel going for 6 seconds after you pull the trigger. It does give you up to 530 square footage of the subflooring per charge. I'm guessing that's on a 5Ah battery. And you can complete up to 100 foot of wall framing per charge. Now again, the previous model weighed over 10 pounds. This weighs under 9 pounds at 8.65 pounds. And the extended magazine will allow you to hold up to 2 clips of nails. And you can also use nails up to 3.5 inches. So, long story short, yeah, it's sort of old school, and I think some people appreciate that. Again, you don't always need the digital. Even though I like the digital, I'm not a fan of the flywheel design per se, just because you got to hear it all the time. When you're trying to fire a nail, you're going to hear that flywheel, and it might either annoy you or the person next to you. However, you are working on a construction site, so it's not going to be quiet anyway. I do think, again, it could have been a little bit smaller. However, I do like the fact that if something goes wrong with this, it's an easy fix. You don't have all the digital parts. You don't have to worry about, voiding a warranty or filling up gas cartridges or dragging around a pneumatic hose with you. It's just there. It does a job, and it did it well. Way better than the previous model. I thought it sunk those nails one after another very real nice-like, and the previous model just wasn't going to do that. So, of course, I want to know what you think. Leave me a comment in that sweet comment section below. Do you, listen, I'm very curious of what you think. Do you like the flywheel design, or do you like the digital nailers out on the market instead? Me personally, I think you can go either way with it. And I think everybody has a valid argument either way you choose. And if you want to see a tool duel between this and the Milwaukee IA, leave me a comment in the comment section below as well, letting me know that you would like to see a head-to-head with those two. I'll also leave another video for you right here that I think you think is real nice like. Back with more videos soon.